let's welcome Willow to the call.
So, anything that you want to bring tonight is welcome. Could be anything that you're feeling in the moment, anything that you want to say. What we say in focusing language is anything that wants to be said. Like you could feel something that wants to be said, and it might not even make sense to you that that's what
Yeah.
wants to be said.
Okay, well, I think I'd like to talk about, I don't know, I recently got a new job again, because I was out of work for quite a while, because I sometimes find that quite hard to like deal with because
Oh, yeah.
I've got like quite bad like anxiety and stuff. Um, so it's like at the same time it's like it's stressful and also rewarding.
Mm.
Um, but it's like trying to find a balance of that
The
because it's still only like
stressful, yeah, the
yeah.
stressful and rewarding at the same time. The sort
Mhm.
of the two sides of the same coin in a way.
Mhm.
Mm.
This job is a lot better than ones I've had in the past though because um, the people are very supportive, which is
Oh, that's
very
so
good.
important.
I often have a habit of feeling um like I'm not as good as them in the job, like even after I've been there for a while.
Mm.
Um, but I still feel like I'm on like the same level as them now. So that's really nice because I have like a habit of staying quiet, like
Mm.
just okay, keep my head down, do the
Mm-hmm.
job.
Mm.
But I mean,
That
it is
seems
back at work.
like an important new thing of feeling instead of feeling less than feeling on the same level and not keeping your
Hmm.
head down, but somehow coming into it with your head up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. Because that does happen sort of with like friends and stuff as well, I guess.
Mm.
Like I don't want to seem like overbearing or something.
Mm.
So sometimes I'll just like keep quiet, stay away, and be like, I don't want to annoy them. So I
Huh.
guess confidence is the issue, I think, really.
But sounds like confidence that you're welcome somehow. That if you
Mm-hmm.
have your head up, maybe it will be annoying rather than that you'll be received, happily. Like, oh,
Yeah,
there's Willow. You feel like it will be annoying.
I don't know. I guess it's kind of always been that way. But
Mm.
I'm working on getting better, so
Mm-hmm.
it'll be
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So there's the always feeling of keeping your head down and not making trouble,
Mm-hmm.
not sticking out too much.
Yeah.
But that's getting better,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to be okay.
Exactly. It's
Uh
also
huh.
when you like make a mistake and you don't want to
Mm-hmm.
tell anyone because it's like you think
Mm.
everyone's gonna like hate you for it.
Mm.
I'm trying to get better at like admitting when I've done something and not just like brushing it under the rug. Like, no, that wasn't me. Bye. But yeah.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess that's a head up kind of
Mm-hmm.
approach to be able to say it and to
Yeah.
have faith that people will receive it.
I guess because I'm feeling quite anxious right now because I'm
Mm.
live on the internet. Um,
Yes.
I'd like to talk a little bit about like how controlling that can be in your life.
The anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We have it right here, right? That anxiety is right here. It's an opportunity in a way. Like
Yeah, that's
this
true. That's
thing,
true.
it's right here. We could, we can be with it right here. What does it feel like in your body, that anxiety? What does it say? What is it like?
Well, I mean, physically, it feels
Mm.
cold. Like
Oh.
my arms have like gone cold. It's really weird.
Mm.
But apart from that, it just makes me very smiley.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Uh-huh.
and I giggle a lot more.
Uh-huh. So it's
Um,
smiley and cold.
yeah, smiley and
Yeah.
cold.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but it's like that, just the fact that like anxiety is always with me is like really weird.
Mm.
And I wish it wouldn't be, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
because it
You
makes stuff
wish
like
that.
this quite difficult.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wonder if we could make a space for it to be here now, since, we want to kind of look at it, get to know it, see what it is.
How would we do that?
Well, maybe you could see for a minute anything else about it beside the smiley and cold. Any other ways that you're anxious?
Well, I sometimes get quite distant, so like I'm not really connected to myself, and I'm like trying to speak, and just like the words aren't coming to my brain.
Oh yeah, I know that. I know that
Yeah.
feeling.
Or it's just like
Your mouth, your brain is one place, and you're in another place.
yeah, exactly. Or like yesterday, I was on my way out, and I just sort of stood in the street and stared into space for no reason. I was just having one of those days, and then I like came to like myself again, and I was like, oh, what am I doing? And I knew that something was bothering me in the back of my head, but I didn't really know what it was. So it's also like that.
Yeah, that's a perfect example of what focusing is. Focusing is like when you know that there's something there and you don't know what it is, and when you can just pause and say, what is that? It comes to you, but you can't control it. You can't make it come. It just comes of its own free will somehow. But if you feel into that now, how it was to be in the street, and then to come to yourself and say, wow, what was going on there? See if anything
It's like I was
comes.
thinking about every single thing apart from what I needed to think about at that moment, which was walking.
Every single thing, like worries, like things you had to do.
Yeah, it's like my brain was trying to do like 60 things at once, like working out all the different problems, and then it was just like walking's not important.
Yes, yes. Yeah. And then you
It's not
came
good
to
when it does that.
yourself and you said, oh, I'm walking.
Yeah. I was like, have you ever like gone outside and been walking for a while and then just sort of realized where you are and you're like, when did I leave my house? Because you have vague memories of like walking along the street and going about your day and whatever. And it's like you've just been so deep in thought that like
Yeah.
you suddenly realize like, oh, I've been on autopilot this entire time.
Yes, I certainly know what that's like. And then that feeling of coming back to yourself.
Another thing that happens as well is I know that I'm really anxious about something when I have very, very vivid dreams. Because like I wake up and they're so vivid that I sometimes can't tell like where the dream ends and reality begins. And so that's really confusing for a minute, obviously. So that's another way. I think my brain just goes into overdrive. And so it like makes up all these things to dream about. And then I wake up and I'm like, wait, what?
Wow, your brain is really talking to you.
Yep.
Creating all of these amazing stories and images in your sleep to communicate to you, to tell you what what it's anxious about, right?
Yeah. I'm not really sure what it's trying to say, but it's trying.
It is. Do you have one of those dreams to remember to share?
Well, there are a few. Last night, my dream was really strange, actually. It was like my brain tried to create a really bad sci-fi movie.
Oh.
And so there was this machine that suddenly got like given to me that could change different parts of your life. And so it's like it would make like an alternate dimension or whatever, which had parts of your life like as it was now, and then like new parts as well, but you couldn't choose.
You can
And so it
choose.
was, Hmm?
You can choose. You could
No,
choose.
you couldn't
You
choose.
can't choose. Oh, I
No.
see. Okay.
And so it was just like trying to find a way to make this machine work properly, and thinking about like all the different things, and like someone in my family who I lost was in my dream, but I knew that I'd lost them already, so it was like extra time, which was really strange as well. So yeah, it's like I don't know what it's trying to do really.
Yeah, yeah. Let me say the dream back to you, and you just listen. Maybe you could sit back and take a breath, because nothing is expected of you now. I'm just going to tell you what I remember of the dream, and just to take it in. That there's this Wi-Fi kind of situation, and this machine-like dimension that could make new aspects of your life, new scenarios as well as old. But you can't choose what it makes. And there's someone from your family that has been lost, was in that dream, was there. And the machine was trying to find a way of working with this. Working well.
It does make a bit more sense now that you say it. I feel like it might have something to do with, because I'm at that stage of like being a young person. I'm 20. I'm like, I don't really know where I'm going. And also I suppose it's been 5 years since I lost that family member, and so maybe it's like a different stage of moving on from that, I suppose. And so it's like comparing my old life to a life I could have in the future. And so my brain's just like trying to think down all the different roads.
That the feel of the dream when you heard it felt like, oh yes, this is like my life, that there are these different roads, and my brain, my organism, myself is trying to make it all work together.
Yeah.
But I can't quite choose what direction. It's not fully up to me what new things I bring into my life. Is that the feel of it?
Yeah. And also I think quite a bit of unhappiness about where I am now. Because, I mean, the job that I just got, it's not exactly like a good job. It's like, it's one of those jobs you have when you're young. Because I really cannot decide what I want to be doing. I've also just remembered another part of the dream, where I was demanding to someone. I was like, no, I don't want to live any of these new lives. I want to stay as I am. No. And so I don't know what that's about.
Wow, that's very different than keeping your head down, right? And you were demanding from someone. Tell me again what you were saying. You were demanding, and you were saying, no.
Yeah, I want to stay this version of me in this place with this life.
Wow. You were insisting, I want to stay this person, this dimension, this part of my life, right? Yeah.
Which kind of goes against everything I just thought.
Let's just see what it says to you. I'm going to say it again. Okay, I'm going to say it again and just see, like trying it on, like you're trying on a new blouse or something, to see what it does. You're saying, I want this life, this dimension, this part of myself.
Yeah, that sounds like confidence.
Yeah. Insisting
Yeah.
that you have a right to it, right?
Yeah. That's also interesting because I spend a lot of my time thinking about things I could be doing. I'm like, oh, I could be traveling the world, or I could, I don't know, write a book. I don't know, like just thinking about all these things I could be doing, and then, waking up and playing video games. And so it's like, I need some like motivation in there somewhere. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's me trying to get motivated. Like, I want to be this person, but I have to do this.
Did it have a feeling of getting motivation, or the confidence to say it's
kind of.
this?
I'm not usually a very motivated person, so it'd be nice if it means motivation.
You like that the dream would say that to you, that your brain, your unconscious, your inner self would be saying, there are all these different roads, different aspects, new things, and you don't get to choose. And this machine is trying to work together with all of these aspects. And then this part of, I want this. And I demand it. I am sure of it. I have confidence in it.
Yeah. It's quite a different thing for me to think, to be honest.
To think of yourself that way, with that confidence. Wow.
Because usually I'm very confident in other people. Someone's like, oh, I want to be an astronaut. I'm like, yes, go do it. Be an astronaut. You can do it. And then, like, if I'm like, oh, I want to get a job working with animals or something, I'm like, no, I can't do that. No.
Yeah. The dream is saying, Willow, you have this part of you. You have this in you, this confidence, not just for other people, but somewhere I want this. And you have that gumption, that motivation. Something in you has that.
Yeah. That's nice.
I like it too. I like it too. Often dreams, even when they're nightmare dreams are a gift, because it's a bigger you. Your unconscious you that goes way out and way deep and way, and is in your body. That you is trying to communicate and tell you something. And it's so exciting to get the message that you is saying to you. And it was a surprise to you. It is a surprise to you still.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really good. I think I'm going to think about all my dreams kind of like in this way. Like, I might write them down and then read them later, like as if someone else is saying them to me, because that's really helpful.
Oh, that's a great idea. That's a wonderful idea. I do that. I write. I have a file in my iPad where I write my dreams, and then I read it as if somebody else is saying it, because another part of me is saying it. I read it sort of like a poem, and I say, well, what does that say to me? And then I just write down anything that comes to me about it.
Yeah.
And then when I get that feeling of surprise that you got, I know I've received the gift that the dream is giving me.